In this video, I'm going to explain how to control your chatbot responses. So I'm actually going to talk about the basics, because sometimes when you build a chatbot and it actually gets you some sort of messages. So when you respond to the chatbot, when you actually talk with the chatbot with some messages, but it sometimes send you unexpected messages or not the messages you actually expect. So let's see how to fix this over here. For that, you actually need to understand these three terms over here. First of all, automated responses. So here, this is our chatbot account, a demo account over here, and here you can actually, if you go to this particular link, automated responses, here you can actually use create whatever the automated responses you want to have in your chatbot. So basically, let's say you can simply use simple keywords in terms of automated response to respond to the customer messages. So here, as you see, automated responses is marked here or in colored in red color over here. The reason is that this is the king, because if you set up one automated response for a particular keyword, and when a particular customer send those kind of keyword anytime, it simply responds to the customer based on the whatever the message you have set up under the automated response, and it is not influenced by ChatGPT integration or default reply. I will come to these two terms in a minute. Let's see a live demo of how this automated response work first. So let's get started over here. So one automated response over here. So if you want to learn more about, simply click on this learn more button over here. So it will take you to this particular knowledge base where you can actually find in all the details about this automated response on how to set up those kind of things. So let me quickly set up one over here. So let me click on add over here. So let's say if a particular customer sent us a message website, so it can be actually any channel. So let me simply respond with a text message over here. So here we actually support all these 9 channels. So it can be on website, a web chat widget, messenger, Instagram, WhatsApp, everything, it works fine. So let's test this one. So when someone says website, let me send a response over here. So when someone says website, I want to send a response message immediately. Our website address is Static Media. So let me simply save. So now let's test this one on Instagram. So this actually works on other channels as well. So if I say website, it should say our website address is staticmedia.com, something like that. Let's see how this actually respond to us over here. So as you see here, when I say website, it simply says our website address is staticmedia.com, and like how I actually set up over here. So as I mentioned, this can actually works on other channels as well. So if I ask, what is your website? Let's see what happens over here. It still actually respond as our website address is staticmedia.com. The reason is that this particular automated response based on the includes. So that means if a particular customer send you a message and that particular message contains whatever the keywords you have set up over here. So initially when I send a message website, it simply respond to me as our website address is this one, and here also I send a same question, what is your website? Here we still have that website keyword over here. So that's why we actually get this sort of response again as well. So that's how this automated response work. Now let's see what is this ChatGPT integration is that. So using ChatGPT integration, you can actually respond to your customers based on the available business information you have over here. So let me show how this actually works. So here, if you go to settings and integrations, OpenAI ChatGPT, you can simply connect your API keys over here. You can get your API keys from this particular website address, platform.openai key, and click create new secret key and simply paste that particular key over here. And once connected, you can simply input whatever the business information you want to have here. For example, we have already some information about Texas Fitness Hub, and it actually have some introduction about that particular company, some frequently asked questions, along with the contact details as well. You can even add few prompts or instructions in such a way to handle lead generation and lead qualification as well. See how this OpenAI ChatGPT integration works along with the automated responses over here. So here, if I go back to this particular page and click continue. So when this particular automated responses is switched on, what happens is that the chatbot actually respond to the customer based on automated response first. So it will, so when a particular customer asks any kind of questions about a particular business, it simply see if you have any sort of automated responses over here. If you have it, then it will simply check the keyword, the customer response, and also the keyword setup over here, and based on that it simply respond. If it cannot find a particular matching automated response over here, then if this is switched on over here, then it will simply use the OpenAI ChatGPT integration and whatever the business information you have over here to respond to the customer. So I can show that as well. So even if I ask website over here, so even if I ask the same question, what is your website over here, the chatbot is going to respond to us as our website is Chatting Media, because as I mentioned earlier, here the automated response is the king, and we already have the website automated response switched on as our website is chattingmedia.com. Suppose if I switch this off, so let me deactivate this one over here, and if I ask the same question again, it will actually now try to use the ChatGPT integration and the business information we have already provided and get that website address from there. So if I go back to ChatGPT integration and the business information we have provided, and here we have a website address textfitgym.com. So actually it actually captured that particular website address from here. So that is how this actually works. So now we are actually left with default reply. So now let's see how this actually works. So let me go back over here, and to set up a default reply, you can simply use go to general, and here you can choose whatever the flow as the default reply. So one thing to note is that even though you have some flows set up as default reply, and if you have this ChatGPT integration active over here, so let me show that. So here we have a default reply set up as some sort of a flow, but here we still have this ChatGPT integration automated response switched on. What happens is that let me explain how the chatbot actually respond to a customer in this scenario. So first it will actually check the automated response whether we can actually respond to the customer. In this case, let me activate this one. So this is active. So if a particular customer asks about the website, it simply responds to the customer using the automated response. If a particular customer's request do not match this automated response, then it will directly check the OpenAI ChatGPT integration over here. It simply skip the default reply over here. The reason is that if this is switched on over here, it simply always use whatever the business information you have provided over here. It simply skip the default reply over here. So if you want to use a default reply as a flow, when a chatbot, when a particular customer's question doesn't match the automated response, what you have to do first is that first you have to go to the integration and deactivate this one. Then only we can actually set the default reply. If it is active, then it will always use this particular ChatGPT business information. So here I have already deactivated it. After that, you can simply create a new flow over here and connect this as the default reply. So let me create a new flow over here. So let me go to the flows section over here and create a new flow. So I can name this flow as default reply. So let me create default reply YT. So here I'm going to create a new default reply. Let's create a default reply and still use ChatGPT actions over here. So let's get started over here. So what you have to do is you have to simply use actions, OpenAI, and use this generate text advanced over here, and last input will be automatically captured. Here you have to update whatever the business information you want. So here I can simply copy paste whatever the business information we had over here. So let me simply copy paste it over here, and here paste it. All right, I have pasted it, and here we have to save the customer response to a custom field. So what happens is that when a particular customer asks a question, it will be saved in the last input. It will be sent to the ChatGPT API, and it will actually generate a response. We have to save that particular response in a custom field so that we can actually send that back to the customer. But in this case, if the automated response is switched on, everything is handled by our platform internally, so you don't have to worry about. But if you actually want to have a customized default reply with AI capabilities, then you have to actually build your own default reply as you see here. So let's create a new output as AI response. So we want to save the response in the AI response field, and here you can set whatever the temperatures you want, the tokens limit, and here we have actually receiving the response in the AI response field. we have to simply use that over here. So if I choose AI response, simply use that. So that particular AI response will be sent to the customer as well. So if you want, you can actually add some sort of buttons as well. So that's the beautiful thing about using your own default reply over here. If you use this native integration, it simply responds to the customer with whatever the business information we have over here, but you cannot actually customize this one. You cannot add any buttons or quick replies, those kind of things. But here, if you create your own default reply, as you see here in the flow builder, then you actually have the full control and you can actually do whatever you want. So here, let me add a button over here. So let me add a button title as book a call, and we can link that button as well, and add a link as well. Click save. So here, when a particular customer asks anything about this particular business, first it will check the automated responses. Then if this particular automated response is switched off, it will go back to the default reply over here. So we have to actually set the default reply we have set up over here. So the default reply flow name is default reply YT. So if I go to general, let me set that particular flow over here and click save. So now what happens is that we have this automated response. As I mentioned earlier, automated response is the king. If automated response is active, then it will simply first match the customer's request with the automated response, and if it can able to generate a bot response using that particular customer message, then it will respond to the customer. Otherwise, it will check whether this particular OpenAI ChatGPT integration is active or not. So here it is not active. So so it simply goes to this particular general default reply and check if you have any default reply setup. So yes, we have this default reply setup. So it will go here and send the user input to the OpenAI and generate a response, and also have this book a call action as well. So let me show how this actually works. So I can show this as well. So here, if I send website over here, we will actually get this particular response. Our website address is chatting media, because automated response is the king. And as you see here, we got this response. So if I switch this off, or let me ask a different question. So here you can ask whatever the questions you want from this particular business information. So here, let me ask, what is your email address? So let me ask this question. What is your email address? So it should actually respond to us with this particular email address, and also we should see a button at the bottom, book a call, because this time this particular default reply has been triggered. So here we initially send the AI response generated and also book a call as well. So if I ask another question, what is your phone number? It simply responds to the customer with the AI response, and also there will be a button with a booking a call option as well. So let's see how this actually sends us the message. As you see here, our phone number is this one, and they have the options to book a call as well. So that is how you can actually control the chatbot responses using automated responses, or using ChatGPT integration, or you can actually use a customized default reply as a built over here. So there is a lot of options to control the chatbot responses. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments. Thank you.